So I'm having some major camera issues at the moment. I think one of my children might have destroyed my camera. I normally use my good old trusty Canon for filming. It won't even turn on. The battery's fully charged, the SD card is in. I've got no idea what's wrong with it. So I'm resorting to some good old backup camera work, and I have a book haul here for you. August has been quite the month, and I've bought a lot of books, and then I was offered a lot of books for review. I didn't take all of them because I was offered a lot this month, but I took some that I'm really excited about. Hi, you come get in on it. But I accepted some of them that I'm really excited to read. So some of these books I've bought myself, some of these books were sent to me. There are too many books for one haul. I'm going to do 2 different book hauls, and so I'm just going to get into it so I can get this done. The first book that I've got, I've already started reading, and this one was very kindly sent to me, and this is called Renier's Diary. This is a newly published, it's coming out in September. It says out the 19th of September, and this is another sort of Holocaust diary. This one is by Renier. This is her diary, and it wasn't discovered for many years after the event, because I think she passes away, unfortunately, from reading the beginning part written by her sister. But her sister is the one who's published this book, and it is, as you would expect, it's standard diary form. We've got sort of the average life of a 15 going on 16-year-old girl who is at the cusp of war in Poland. And as you'd expect, it's filled with all of the things that a 16-year-old girl is interested in, her friendship circle, things that are going on in school. But you've also got the building up of war, and eventually she ends up shut into the ghettos. It says, July the 15th, 1942, Wednesday. Remember this day, remember it well. You will tell generations to come. Since 8 o'clock today, we have been shut away in the ghetto. I live here now. The world is separated from me, and I'm separated from the world. And at present, where I'm up to in the book, we already have war breaking out. We already have things going on, but at the moment those things aren't concerning Renia too much. She is still talking about her life with sort of sprinklings of basically what is to come, really, in a book. And I'm really excited to read the rest of this. As I've said many times before, I'm really interested in World War II and the World War II era, and so when I was offered this as a book to review, I was really excited to accept it, and I'm already reading it. As soon as it arrived, actually, I started reading it. So yeah, this is going to be, I think, a very interesting book. I think it's going to be a very upsetting read, because obviously this is someone's life. This isn't fiction, this is real, and I think it's going to be a sort of a very valuable contribution to history. The next book that I've got is this one. Now, this is a book I'm very excited to read. This is called The Gracier, and this is by Kim Liggett, I think it is. I'm not very good at surname pronunciation, but this is obviously a proof copy, so the cover will look different when it's released. This is also coming out in September, and this is about girls who live in a village, and as they reach 16 years of age, they sort of reach this maturity where they have this magic. And it says, we're told we have the power to lure grown men from their beds, make boys lose their minds, and drive their wives mad with jealousy. That's why we're banished. To release our magic into the wild before we're allowed to return to civilization. But I don't feel powerful, I don't feel magical. And this is about girls who, as they reach 16, they are banished to the northern wilderness, where they have to survive each other and they have to survive the wilderness for a year. And no one talks about the Gracier. It is this sort of taboo subject, but all the girls must do it. And when they come back, they are considered cleansed of their magic, and they're able to therefore marry and continue their life. And it says, The Gracier is a page-turning feminist dystopia about a young woman trapped in an oppressive society fighting to take control of her own life. This sounds brilliant. I can't wait to read it. I'm going to get reading it as soon as I have read this one. These were both sent to me, and I'm very, very grateful. I can't wait to read them, and this sounds so exciting. So they're both coming out in September, so I'll have them both read before they're out, and I really can't wait. They both sound so exciting, and I really love a good dystopian. So that's on my next to read list. The next couple of books that I've got, I bought myself. They're part of a trilogy. well, they are a trilogy, and it's Peter May's The Lewis Man. I've bought these because I have booked myself a little holiday on the Isle of Lewis in the autumn. So I thought, what better to take with me to the Isle of Lewis or read before I get there than the Lewis Man Trilogy about murder on the Isle of Lewis, because why not? So this says, an unidentified corpse is recovered from a Lewis peat bog, the only clue to its identity being a DNA sibling match to a local farmer. But this islander, Toman MacDonald, now an elderly man suffering from dementia, has always claimed to be an only child. When Toman's family approach Finn MacLeod for help, Finn feels duty-bound to solve the mystery. And then we've got this one, the Lewis Man, we've got the Black House and the Chessmen. Now, I'm not sure which one these ones are. Actually, the Magnificent Final Volume, so that's the first one. And then the second one, a brutal killing takes place on the Isle of Lewis, Scotland. Detective sent from Edinburgh to investigate. Sounds good. And then this is back on Lewis. A former detective, Finn MacLeod, is being charged with investigating the disappearance of game from an island estate. This assignment will reunite him with Whistler McSkill, a local poacher and the custodian of a conspiracy concerning Finn's formative years. It will also open Finn's eyes to 2 decades of deception, placing his legacy in doubt and his life in danger. Now, when I've been reading up on the Isle of Lewis and when I've been watching videos about the Isle of Lewis, people have mentioned that you should read these books before you go or when you're there, just sort of to add to the ambiance. Because who doesn't love a little bit of murder mystery while you're in the area of murder mystery? Sounds perfect. Bought them 3 for a £5 at The Works. That's the one. 3 for a £5 at The Works. You can't complain, can you? So yeah, I did buy those. And the final books that I bought, they've come together even though they're not a series or anything, but these are 4 different Stephen King books. I bought them because they were in this really nice box set, really. And I haven't read a lot of Stephen King. And considering that I absolutely love horror, I thought it would be crazy not to buy these when they were in a group. So I have Bag of Bones, Cell, Christine and The Shining. I don't know what any of them are about. I'm not going to even bother looking. I'm just going to get them out when I need to read them. Obviously I know what The Shining's about because I have seen the film, but yeah, I bought all of those in a set. So I'm going to get to those as and when. So as usual, let me know if you've read any of them, let me know if you're going to. I'm going to go now and try and fix this broken camera and see if I can sort out what's going on with that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.